Alright guys, I'm here back with more Psychonauts 2. It is the next day, right? I did record an episode last night, right? Or yesterday morning. Anyway, we're continuing on. Oh yeah, we just entered a new area, right? The questionable area. But yeah, probably not gonna record too much here either. But whatever. Maybe an hour or so. We'll see. Oh, it literally has a sign that says questionable area. Whatever.
We had to hightail it out into the woods.
I'll probably listen to podcasts in a second, but yeah. So got busy last night. I did say that I wanted to get caught up on the Australian Survivor review, which I did, but then afterwards I kind of got caught up in trying to do some other prep for other videos. And it took me till like 2 o'clock in the morning, so at that point I didn't feel like playing any of this. Yeah, we're here. I have today off. It's what, 12:30. Around 12:19. Second, we'll do like an hour or so, whatever I feel like, really. Tonight I do stream, so won't be doing anything tonight. And also I do want to get some other videos done, or other videos prepped today, if I can. So yeah, I mean that'll be that. And I also got Survivor and Big Brother Canada and whatnot. So yeah, but again, for now we'll play some Psychonauts. I am listening to Laser's live stream, so
make you a bad person.
Doing that. After I still need to listen to live feed updates.
Like when I buy off Amazon,
and then something else. Other stuff.
But that's not my fight. And that doesn't make you a bad person. Because you can't live your life thinking, oh, I'm a bad person. Because it's too difficult.
Whoa.
But
you don't usually see this
just,
in the physical world.
Still need to be aware that, yeah, I have probably used that. Like, yeah, like if someone brings it up, they have a fair point, you know? If someone brings it up and says, you know, you've done this thing and that's bad, you're like, it is, yeah, you're right, buying off Amazon is bad, it is bad, I'm still gonna do it.
Go check on Nona, jerk. Every day with her could be our last.
So,
stop looking at that.
What's the actual objective?
And that's the same goes for Ubisoft, same goes for Harry Potter. If you've got a personal stake in it, it's gonna hurt you more. And for me, the Ubisoft situation does. When I hear that people still want to buy those games, it does. There's a moment where I'm like, oh, fuck that. Like, fuck you. But then I've got to remember, like, they're not a bad person. You know?
Fire. Oh, where
and people are complicated. The world is complicated. You can't live in a black and white world. And a lot of people, I think, try to because it makes life easier. Like, I'm good. There's other people that do bad
doesn't love those. Don't even think about getting on that funicular before you visit your family.
So it's everything. Like, literally, like I say, everything is complex. Everything is complex. Everything has ramifications.
I think it's not running right now for some reason.
It's, yeah. And you just gotta take people for people as individuals.
Is he still streaming? He is.
There you go. What if the true four pillars are the bullies? The true four pillar bullies are the friends you made along the way. Well, you know what? You raise a point. I think the true four pillars bullies are the friends you made along the way.
Just fast travel.
I actually love bullying, and I think it's really good when it happens. Yeah, I'm with you actually. 100%. Last night I crashed into a family of four with my car on the 405 at 3 a.m. causing their car to crash into a light bulb and exploded, and I never stopped driving.
Damn it, not what I meant to do.
Are you still driving?
Part of the load.
Are you still driving? Have you stopped? Have you
Oh, I forgot Horizon had a patch.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Goodness. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna fucking chill one later tonight and play Final Fantasy IV.
I forgive you.
But now I'm not.
Mom?
I don't think.
I mean,
Yeah, I
if
don't think
little
I'm going
children
to. I might
never
stream
ran away
tomorrow,
from
though, we'll
home,
see.
where would the circus get her
I fucking hate
workers,
drama.
huh?
I literally literally.
What matters
I
is that
like,
the
I've not
Aquatos
done
are all
anything.
together again. And
I mean,
this
in the
little
past I've done bad
adventure
things
of
like
yours
everybody
has
else.
actually
But I mean,
given
right
me
now,
fresh
I've not done
inspiration for our
anything.
act.
It's so
Me
weird.
too.
Like I'm just.
Did you see that
literally-
unnatural
Oh,
and
it's crazy.
slightly gimmicky
It's crazy.
waterfall over there?
When you're a YouTuber,
The one flowing
like,
upside
like,
down? The
because I have
other
people that watch
no
me,
water.
I'm somehow
Too late,
responsible
Nonna.
for
It has
those
already
people.
watered the flower of inspiration in my heart and
It's so
blossomed
weird.
into.
Like, part of me
Guess what I
does wanna
called
just nuke
it?
the
Guess.
Discord and get rid of it because it means I don't have to be
upside down
responsible for
waterfall?
so many
The
people
devil's
that I don't
fire hose.
know.
Let's show our runaway
When
how
on
we do
stream,
it,
it's
everybody.
So, everything's so
Creepy
easy.
on the
Everything's
bottom.
so disconnected. But then Discord is like one big group chat. Ugh. I can't believe we were too dumb to get your fucking topic. That was so dumb that we didn't notice your topic was
This
that
would
it
be
was a
easier if
reference
you didn't use
to
so
the
much
Elden
hair
Ring. I'm
grease.
so
It'd
dumb.
be
I'm so
easier
dumb.
if your head weren't so
Um,
pointy.
Now,
But,
Rasputin,
yeah, no,
up
it's just
top you
weird.
go.
It's just weird that when you're a
Yes,
YouTuber
son.
and you make YouTube
You could add a
videos
little
and you
psychic
make
flourish by
streams
levitating
and
this
podcasts,
pine cone.
No,
somehow
no.
people
Then we
expect
pass
you
each person
to
up
be
the tower like
responsible
water
for
flowing.
hundreds upon
No
hundreds
psychic
of
flourishes. I
individuals.
told you.
Like I'm their
We
parents.
are acrobats.
And I'm
We don't
not.
do parlor tricks.
I just make videos and have a laugh.
Why
Guys!
not
Like I
a
didn't get in
little
this
of
to be a
both?
leader.
Pops,
Oh,
Whatever.
cretino.
The community to me is the community. Like, yeah, I'm like
You guys!
I made
Oh,
the
shush.
Discord.
this
But I'm
is
not
why
trying
we
to
taught you
lead
how
or
to
control.
fall
Like,
as
I don't know.
babies.
To me, the
It's
Discord,
no
I feel
use.
like a member
We
in
need
sense
the
of myself.
aquatodome.
Like,
I'm on it.
when I literally never
Help
use
him
like,
out,
mod
would you,
privileges or
Pooty?
anything.
He's had to take on
If
so
I have
much
something to
extra
say,
work
it's always
since
a
you
community
abandoned
chat.
your
Most of the
family
time,
and
it's
broke
something
our
that
hearts.
concerns, you know,
That's a good boy.
admin stuff that I don't even look at most of the time. Like, genuinely,
If there's one thing
I
the
feel like I've
Aquatos
never
know
used
how to
Discord, 'cause I don't
do,
even know how
it's making
announcements work.
themselves at
I don't know,
home.
I only
Anyway.
learned the other day how you do Discord markdowns. Like, I don't know how any of this works. I literally just made the Discord and then said to a bunch of other people that know better than me, look,
This is Morris
do it.
Martinez,
I just want to come in
and
and
you're
talk to
listening
people.
to
That's all I want. I just want to come in and chat to people about video games. Like, I don't want to deal with this.
Fuck off.
And so it's just like weird that like it's spiraled into this thing where like I have to be responsible for all of this stuff. I'm just like, I don't know. How do you set up competitions? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Where am I going?
There's probably a chat for it or a bot. I don't know. But there you go. It's oh my god. Oh,
Right here. There's no map, right?
it's fucking mental.
Oh, there's a map.
It's mental.
Oh, okay,
So
F.
weird. I am the king of bullies. You're right. I am.
Oh, so it's like on the complete other side, I think.
I mean, we make, the thing is, like, the pillars make all the decisions now. Like, we started, at the beginning of this year, we decided, look, the pillars are going to make all the decisions. Like, if there's a chat, we're going to decide. If someone needs to be banned, we're going to decide. I don't want the mods to decide anything. They just do the things that we decide. So, like, if
So
I
this is
decide
B,
something,
right?
someone just does it for me. Mainly because I don't know how.
So it is over here.
Mainly because I don't know how. But
Oh, right there,
it's
right?
a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
Alright.
And if we were to spend all our time moderating the Discord ourselves, we wouldn't have time to make content or stream or record podcasts. So we have to have the mods work for us. Like, they have to. And it's great. They don't get paid. They just do it because they love it and they care
Crazy?
about it. Because they're members, just like
I know it's you.
and
I'm
so,
not stupid.
I don't know. Things can come off a bit wrong, and I think it's going to take a bit of time for everything to simmer down, because I think we got to a point where everything was a
crud,
bit
it's
weird.
you.
And I think
I thought
that's
I
why
finally caught a
Tyler and Ethan
critter.
wanted to spin a bit more into
Why
the
are you
Discord, to be
hunting?
like, look,
Aren't they
pillars
feeding
are what
you?
make the decisions.
I'm interning with
The mods just do
Compton
things
Wool.
for us.
He
We don't
sent
want
me
any
out
fucking
here to
egos
catch
getting
him some
involved. Like, if you're a
animals.
mod, don't let it go to your
I really
fucking
don't
head.
know
You're
if
just
you
a
should be
fucking
bringing
mod on a
animals to
Discord.
Agent Pool.
You know, 'cause I think
His
some people
grandson
let
is
it
a
go to
friend
their
of
head.
mine, but
You know,
that
they'd be
family
policing
can be
the
a
chats
little
in
bit
way that was, like,
rough
a bit
on
weird.
animals.
Oh?
Especially because, like,
And you've never
you look at the
side-blasted a
Pillars podcast,
squirrel,
and you look at
nature
our stream
boy?
and stuff. We make some, you know, bad jokes.
That's what I thought. Anyway, it's no
And
use.
stuff.
I'd have to
And
go
so,
deeper into the forgetful forest for
you
any
know,
really good
it's-
animals. And there's no
It's,
way I'm going in there.
It's weird when the mods decide to start
Why?
policing the behavior
Telekinetic
of people,
bears?
and I'm like, yeah, they
Has
do
nobody
that.
told you about the green little witch who
I'll be
haunts
honest, like,
these
I don't
woods?
care about this game anymore. Like, I really don't. I'm gonna finish it just because, like, I feel like I need to finish it.
Let me
you just
guess.
want.
She hates children and kills them
But then
on
you
sight.
don't want
But like,
people
I don't know. I just don't feel
Loves
like
children. She follows
looking up
them
and
through
then
the
find
forest.
out
that
that
invested
having
in
When she
it.
catches
and
them,
like
she
find it. 'Cause
gives
you don't.
them
Yeah, so
a
maybe don't.
big
I think that
Like I haven't finished a game since
As it
Horizon.
stands, so
That was like what, 3 weeks ago now?
No matter,
filling
I've just
them
been like
with
starting and dropping games.
okay.
So yeah, I at least
just
want
let
to
me
finish,
down
especially
now.
because like it's like I
Children
know I can finish
beware.
it
She's
They
there.
just look
She's
up, like,
there.
pillars
The
happening,
green
they might
needle
find
witch
something.
has waited.
without that much
She
difficulty. It's
wants
just
a
like
hug.
I'm
Don't
not really
dare.
feeling
Don't
it that
dare.
much.
Or soon you'll be perforated.
Like I think in comparison to something like
I'm
Ratchet and
getting a
Clank
strong
that
psychic
came out the
sense
same
that
year.
Lizzie and Nora are sisters.
Like I enjoyed
Sibling
Ratchet and Clank so
protection
much more than
is
I
one
did
of the
do
less
this.
celebrated
In terms of like
tools
these like
Definitely tried to change
the
the way
kind they don't get badges.
action platformers.
I think it caused too many like problems between people.
Looks like a great place to get those bees for Compton.
Like,
Okay, I'm just gonna take one of you on a
we
little
don't
trip
want
to see
like
an old friend.
people to have issues with the mods and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I
Oh,
have
I
had
got
issues
3.
with the mods.
Even better.
Us as pillars have had issues with the mods. We've talked to them about particular things and been like, look,
So obviously,
kind of like this.
what is it gonna be, a
Don't let this
bear
go
or
to your
something?
head.
Not so fast.
We've had to remove people as mods multiple times, plenty of people.
Lizzie?
And it's never personal for us. It's never personal.
Ow! Hey, that's sharp.
Okay.
Lizzie?
But
Nope.
That's something.
true, Tyler does do that. He has started those podcasts with a bit of a speech to all the mods and be like, look, you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm disappointed in you, etc.
Why is this on cutscene? It's just weird.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're just 4 guys trying to. You know, we're just 4 guys trying to do bits and also bobs. Oh no, Nightbot has timed someone out.
Dang it,
for posting
Pooter.
a
I
link.
just got that thing set
Sorry, we
again.
have link protection. It's on
Green
screen,
Needle
so we
Witch!
can't, like, send
Where?
dodgy links.
That way! That way!
Ugh, you poor city kid. Do yourself a favor and stay indoors where it's safe.
Whew. Okay.
Okay,
Better
that was
get
just
these
weird.
back to Compton so we can find his friend.
Yeah, it's all bad. It's all
And
ridiculous.
so I can get that
And,
senior league pass.
Wait, where's Compton
I'm
again?
just tired of
As
it.
in,
Just.
there's a fast travel location, right?
It's, I think
Did you see
number
that?
one thing for us to do, number one, is transparency. And I think that's really what I've learned. Is that's pretty much it. That's pretty much where I'm at. Is just be as transparent as possible with the whole community. Because it's what we used to do, and it's how we grew.
Is it that?
It's how we grew as a community, was being so
so.
transparent, so like down to earth with the community. And so
You would think
I
this
think
would
in the
load quicker
future-
on PS5, by the way.
that's what we want to do. Whenever someone's banned, we just let
Thinking this is
everybody know.
like there's no
This is why
PS5
we made the
version.
decision.
Still.
Just letting you know, like, this is where we stand, this is where we're at. If we do something in terms of the direction of the Discord, or we unmod someone, or we mod someone, or there's drama, or whatever, we just gotta be upfront and be like, look,
Why am I still listening to
happened.
this?
I'll tell you exactly what actually happened.
I
Instead
don't
of, like,
actually
being
care. Like, is he still talking? Because that was like
the
30
fuck
minutes
out.
behind, too.
And, you know,
Whatever. Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't realize this was like directly below. That was going on. I had to wait for the fucking cutscene again. It's lovely. This is the guy, right? Yeah, okay. I think I'm good. I don't need
I
that.
got some visitors here who are
Over
really
past 30?
excited.
What is it, 7? Oh, 5. 5.
I only needed 1 bee.
Wow, that's really sad. That's really indicative of how bad my videos have been doing recently. My BB Can Fallinger rankings number 5
They seem friendly.
on my last
Oh,
10.
no, don't all talk at once.
Then again, it's also like
I
weird
can't
because like I've been doing like there was a period where like I did what 3 weeks or 4 weeks in a row of like 3 videos a week. I did 13
Oh, no.
videos
Don't
in the month of
explode.
March. Like that's
Don't
fucking
explode
ridiculous.
me.
But yeah. Soothe Compton. What do you mean soothe Compton? Oh, fuck off. Okay, fine.
Agent Boone?
Ah!
What's wrong?
Too many voices. Too many everything.
Want me to kill those bees?
No!
Like with fire, maybe. It's totally not a problem.
Please, don't hurt them.
Would you mind if I made a quick and very quiet
Oh, yeah.
wellness check
for BB
inside your
King.
mind?
Live feed update. I'll probably
Once
watch it
for
2 times
yes, I may
speed
enter
because, to be
your
honest, there's a
mind,
lot
and
I need to
twice for
listen
no.
to.
Great.
Like
Out
this,
of my
I need to
way,
listen
bees.
to the stock watch from last night, and then also, ideally, I would like to listen to some Survivor, some Survivor stuff, because I barely listened to anything for this last episode. But to be fair, that's like less of a priority.
No, not yet. I'm not ready. Cassie's not here.
Not ready for what?
Oh, fuck off. Are you serious?
Uh-oh. Let me guess. We're on the menu?
Morning. Welcome
No.
to our live feed update.
I think YouTube puts like this next button on there.
Today on my own. To update you on everything that happened yesterday on the Big Brother Canada 10 live feeds. It was day 32 in the house, and it was one of the slower days. Here
48
to do a
minutes.
solo update.
Okay.
We got a little bit of movement here and there,
Oh,
but for the
shut
most
up.
part, we've got a plan that's in place. That's still mostly in place. We have a proposed sort of new
What
structural
is this?
alliance thing
Compton's
happening with Kevin,
Cookoff?
Josh, and Alina. They are going to be trying to get some conversations going through the day to try to lock that in, but they don't have too many opportunities. But we're going to talk through it all and let
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
I forgot.
what's been
I
happening here
have no-
as we run through the day. Of course, you can ask me some questions at the end as well if you are interested in that. So think up some questions as we talk. So let's start the day. Jess is our HOH. We're not really going to see them on feeds much. In fact, I like there's barely any. It's almost like the HOH room feeds are like just off. I don't think I saw the HOH room at all yesterday. But Jess is the HOH. They nominated Herman and Moose. Herman won the veto, and Tanisha went up as the replacement. The current plan is to flip the vote on Tanisha with 5 votes: Marty, Gino, Jace, Kevin, and Alina. Now, the night before, day 31, Kevin pitched this plan to Josh and proposed that Josh would remain on the other side of the vote in order to maintain his cover with Herman, Summer, and Betty.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, I do have something I need to do today too.
Anything but.
I mean, it'll only take like a few minutes, but
Time for.
I'll probably do it in between episodes.
So that's the current plan. That's currently what's happening as of
Why?
day 32. Herman, Summer, and Betty are completely in the dark about this plan. They do not know what's happening, and they have no idea that Moose is going to be staying. Moose also doesn't know about the plan, but Kevin has hinted to Moose that he has maybe a better chance than he may have anticipated, and that he should be pitching to people. They'll have a conversation with Moose today to continue on with that line of thinking. And of course, Tanisha also does not know that she is in trouble. Tanisha's going to be kind of taking it easy here on the block, thinking things might be okay. I will say, and we'll talk about it today, Summer does have a little bit of an inclination that something might be wrong here, but has not yet gone like into full panic mode about it. But she is a little bit concerned, as we'll talk about through the day. So that's where we stand. That's where we are right now. So let's get straight into the day. Kevin started the day talking with Marty. They talk about the split house. They talk about how basically once this vote comes in, it's going to be one side versus another, and they have the numbers. They have the number advantage. It's essentially Marty says it's essentially 7-4, but Jess can't play, which makes it more like 6-4. And those are good numbers. Those are good odds, but he still doesn't love it. He's still kind of concerned. He wants to be positive, but he's kind of pessimistic. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna try to get that win, but he's worried that they have the numbers, but one of those people could win, and then he could be in some big danger. He's very concerned about this. Kevin says you can't be worried. This is your week. It's week 6. It's a Kevin Martin video. This is your week to win. Come on, Marty. Let's do it. But keep in mind that Marty is worried about this, and he should be, because people are talking about targeting him if they are to win. So it's something that he needs to be concerned about, and he is concerned about it. And I do think it will play into some of his conversations later in the day as he is talking to some of the people on the other side. So Kevin's gonna go to Josh. Now remember, Kevin pitched to Josh the night before on day 31 that him, Josh, and Alina should be a 3-person core alliance trio. It's the 3 of us to the end with a brain trust. We're gonna run this house. You're gonna be over there. Alina's gonna be over here, and I'm gonna be over there. And we're all going to have influence to help protect each other and move the house in the direction that we want. That's the big pitch to Josh. Josh has been thinking it over through the night, and Kevin says to Josh, hey, I think both you and Alina want to work with each other. I think you're just a little bit wary of one another. I'd love to get you in a room and squash it. And Josh says, I agree. Josh did have a very brief conversation with Alina in the morning about just general feelings, but they didn't have too much time. They didn't really have too much time throughout most of the day, but they do have at least a little bit of a conversation later in the day that we can point to. But Kevin is talking to Josh. Josh is feeling better about the plan overall, and he is interested in doing it. He just needs to make sure that Alina is on board. Kevin asks Josh if he's in. This is a funny part of the conversation. Kevin asks Josh, he kind of tries to trap Josh, because he thinks he's being clever, right? Because Josh is saying he's a student. He's not saying he's a doctor. And so Kevin's like, man, long time to take off for a PhD program, right, Josh? Josh's like, nah, that's not a PhD. Oh, so the master's program. It's like, oh, no. I'd like to. That'd be great. But, not quite. Kevin's like, well, winning this 100K, it's a lot of money to fund your education. Josh's like, yeah. So, yeah, I can't pick in the chat. I can't wait for people to find out Josh is a doctor. I feel like that's a reveal I actually care about. I'm excited to see how they respond. I think they'd all be very like, whoa, that's so cool. But I think it'd be very fun to see them react to it. Josh says he's come to the conclusion that Kevin's plan is brilliant, and he's definitely in as long as everyone else is. So Josh is on board. He's in. He's ready. They also talk about how like this is the week that Godfrey flipped the house back in Big Brother Canada 3, and how like that there could be some interesting parallels there. So the overall point here is that Josh is in. He's ready to go. He just needs to talk to Helena, and the plan is still on. That he's going to be voting to potentially keep Tanisha while 5 other people vote Tanisha out, and the 3 of them will continue to run the game here. So Josh is going to go. He's going to go into the Expedia room. He's just thinking by himself. Like I imagine thinking through the plan, thinking through what he wants to do. Summer comes in and says, "Hey, can we talk game real quick?" Summer asks him, "Do you think Moose is really still the target?" And Josh is like, well, I'm starting to think maybe no. I'm not sure. And she's like, exactly, this is what I'm saying. I just thought it was really weird that Jess approached Moose to talk strategy, and then Beats cut on this conversation, and when they come back, Jace is there talk blocking them. So there's a couple of things here. The Beats keep cutting on game conversations, especially when they bring up Jess. And then also, if you recall, Jace has come up with a talk blocking strategy, which is that they are going to just follow around Josh, Summer, Betty, and Herman as much as possible to prevent them from talking game with each other as much as possible throughout the week. And so that is also limiting the amount of game talk that's happening here. So we don't get much from this. I know a lot of people saw this as like Josh maybe trying to hint that something was going to go down, but from my perspective, it was Josh picking up what Summer was putting down and just playing along like he normally would. Summer very clearly was asking for an answer of, I think there's something wrong with the vote potentially. I'm wondering if Moose is really the target. And Josh was like, maybe you're right about that. I don't know. As opposed to just like trying to defend something that he doesn't need to defend. I think this is a very positive quality of Josh in general, is that like a lot of people in this position would be like, oh, it's supposed to be a secret. I need to trick Summer into thinking that Moose is definitely the target. But Josh understands that he should just continue playing as though he is regular Josh. And if Summer feels like something is off, he's going to agree with her. So Kevin's going to talk to Helena now that he's talking to Josh, and he gives Helena the pitch they gave to Josh that, hey, I think the 3 of us can create sides in this house, do what Kyle undid, and create sides that are beneficial to us, and work with Josh to maintain influence on all sides, while promising him a final 3, right? I think it's
where do I get the
power in this game? Now, he says to Helena, we would be sending Josh out at like 6 or 7 because he'll win unanimously. Like, we don't need, obviously we're not taking Josh to the end. That would be ridiculous. But for now, we can definitely use him to play this whole house. And in regard to when to take out Josh, she goes, oh, we can do week by week, like when we decide to cut Josh. But she likes the idea in general. She does have some concerns, and as she's starting to explain the concerns, I think these concerns are about the Tanisha vote rather than the Josh plan. But we don't really know. When they come back, Summer has just walked by, and Kevin says, and who knows if this actually will ever matter, but Kevin says that he's been holding on to some information that Summer said that she wants to backdoor Gino because of some tattoos, that he must be like a psychopath to get neck tattoos. And he's like, I'm going to tell Gino this one day, so I'm going to let him know. Kevin does say, and this is a big topic of conversation throughout the day, keep note of this because we know that it's a double eviction coming up on Thursday. We don't know what kind of double eviction it is, but we know it is a double eviction. And many of the people in the house also suspect that there is a double eviction coming up. Most of them are planning for what they might do if it is a double eviction. Kevin says to Helena, his plan, if it's a double eviction, if he wins, would be to nominate Summer and Betty, and then backdoor Herman. He would not use the front door. That would be dumb. That has not worked for anybody. So he would put up Summer and Betty, and then Herman would be the back door. Helena says, in my head, I know what the right thing to do is, but and so when they come back, Helena is saying to Kevin that she thinks that Jace will cut Gino. She thinks that they will cut each other, but particularly she thinks Jace will cut Gino. This is important to note because Helena has a good relationship with Jace, and it's pretty clear that she finds value in Jace beyond just a tentative connection, that she's really trying to work Jace, and that she actually thinks that she can get Jace separate from Gino. I think this is kind of a classic like rookie error if she actually thinks that Jace will go against Gino or cut Gino. I think the more realistic way to look at this would be to say, hey, if Gino leaves, I can have Jace. Expecting Jace to be the one to take that shot or to be willing to cut Gino in a spot, I think is not impossible, but a bit too risky in my eyes. But I think the overall thing to take note of here is that it seems like Helena does find a lot of value in Jace. So they also go on to talk, Kevin and Helena, about how similar they are, and Kevin says that he thinks casting must have known that they were going to like work together closely. There's so many things in common. And he's like, oh my god, yes, I'm thinking the same thing. And they go over all the things they have in common, going over the M degree and all of those things that they have in common. So these two still continuing to work closely together as they plan out the week. Kevin is also going to go to Moose, and he is going to again just kind of be like, hey Moose, I know you're working on your campaign. He wants to give Moose some advice, kind of coach him up on like how he should pitch to the 5 votes that he needs. He says that a big thing is going to be safety, obviously for a lot of these people. He also gives him tips on like specifically this is what you should say to Marty, this is what you should say to Jason Gino, this is what you should say to Helena. And he says, for me, the main and most important thing is safety. If you promise to keep me safe, you follow through on that promise, like, I'm totally in with you. That's what I want from you. And Moose is very willing to give that to Kevin.
I get it now.
They even talk a bit later in the day as well, where Moose is going to essentially promise
I
Kevin.
think there's a lot of points in this
safety,
game where like things happen and I
anything
just don't know what's happening.
to Kevin. So that's locked in. I think, again, like the main thing here is that Kevin tried to make sure that he got in early on. He talked to Moose the night before. He's talking to Moose again here in the morning on day 32. Really trying to make sure that he's one of the first people to give Moose some hope that he might stay, act like he's on Moose's side, and he's trying to help Moose out and help Moose get to the point where he's getting the votes to stay. Kevin already knows that Moose has already gotten the votes to stay, and so he's just trying to get credit as much as possible from Moose for getting this to happen, which is obviously very good if you can pull it off.
Oh wait,
go around and start
we put in the blender
now.
now?
We know again that these
Sorry.
campaigns are mostly pointless. We know that they already kind of know that they want to keep Moose around and take the shot
I
at
think we
Tanisha.
put this
So
in the
it's not
egg in
super
the
important what's being
blender,
said in these
right?
campaigns, but they are happening. Moose talks to Marty. He says to Marty he'll keep him safe in the game. Marty says he'll consider it. He doesn't want to say where he's voting yet. Marty's main line here throughout the day, even when talking to other people that are outside of the five that already know, hey, I'm not going to say where my vote is yet. I'm undecided. I can go either way. Moose also talked to Gino and Jace. He pitches to them. He says, I know I need your votes. I would not put you up if I won. They say they mostly care about that. They just want to be safe from Moose. He says, I can absolutely promise you that. So he's promising Gino and Jace's safety as well. And after Moose leaves, they talk about how good it would be to have Moose on board. They talk about how, going into this double eviction, it would be great to not have to even bother targeting Moose. They already are not really looking at Herman. They talk about how if Marty wins, he said he would nominate Summer and Herman. Gino says, but if they win, they can put up Summer and Betty and then use Moose as a replacement if they need to. And Jace says, I'd love for Betty to go. So seemingly the target here from Gino and Jace would be Betty. And they feel very solid with their numbers moving forward. So again, interesting stuff there. Looking forward at this double eviction, there are a lot of slightly different plans from a lot of people that are voting out. Most of them do end at Summer and Betty on the block, Herman and Summer, Betty and Summer, Betty and Herman. Most people wouldn't just straight up nominate Moose at this point because they do feel like they're getting something out of keeping him. It's one of those classic things that we talk about where what is Benjamin Franklin thing, where it's like doing somebody a favor makes you like them more. The people that are keeping Moose are now less inclined to go ahead and nominate Moose afterward because they're doing him a favor and therefore they don't like him and so on and so forth. But he is a good replacement nominee, and he basically volunteered to use the pawn, so they do talk about that as well as a possibility moving forward if that pops up. So, Rudy has to say that the target for the showmance. I don't like it because Betty can't go, right? For Jace, it's not the worst target in the world. Betty has been talking a lot about Jace and her relationship with Alina. That's why she's targeting Betty. Basically, the conversation that happened, I think it was yesterday, day 31, it might have been day 30, where Alina talked to Jace and told Jace, hey, watch out because Betty keeps talking about how close we are and questioning me about how close I am to you, Jace. And Jace was like, that's so annoying. And Jace has really been on Betty's case ever since, really wanting Betty gone. There are probably better targets for Jace. I think that Summer is probably not the worst target for Jace, considering the weird dynamic between the two of them.
to create a
Obviously,
sense of
the reality is that,
longing within the
Jace is in a weird position because she doesn't have much influence over the house in general. She should mostly be focusing on safety. For Gino, is Betty the best target? Probably. It's not the worst thing for Betty. It's somebody that would be targeting him. So yeah, I do think that Gino and Herman and the relationship that they are rebuilding is pretty good. So I think in general it's not the worst target in the world for them if they take out Betty. It would be unfortunate for us, but I can't fault them too much strategically for it. So we will see. All right. Why do I think Moose is delaying his pitch to Alina? She's wondering about we have the same safety. I think he will offer similar stuff. He knows he needs her vote. I think he, Alina's difficult to find time to talk to. She's very, as many people, as we saw yesterday, it was hard for her to find time with Josh. She never really has long conversations with people. And I think Moose is trying to slowly lock things in. I don't know exactly why it's being
So
delayed.
we'll continue to cook things.
I think it's I think it's Steve Bobby.
I get it now.
Amount of hesitation for keeping Moose. And honestly, Moose talking to Alina, it could make things worse. It could make her hesitate even more, to be honest. So we will see. So Moose is going to pitch to Josh as well. He pitches to Josh. So, and this might be part of it too, is that maybe he thinks he can get to Josh and Herman. He won't even need Alina. But he pitches to Josh basically that if Josh keeps it, Josh and Herman, he wants Josh to talk to Herman. If Josh and Herman splits to keep him, then the four of them, himself, Josh, Herman, and Summer, can kind of be a four moving forward. And what better way to really stick it to Jess than by keeping their target in the game? Little does he know that Tanisha is the target. But he pitches that to Josh, and Josh is yeah, that could be interesting. I could consider that. Josh then goes to talk to Gino about Moose's campaign, and they talk about how Moose campaigned to both of them. It's a hard decision. What do you think is going to happen with this double eviction? It's an awkward conversation. You can tell that Gino kind of wants to bring on the topic of so would you really want to keep Moose? And Josh is kind of trying to be I'm open to this. Don't think me as your enemy. But it's a little weird between the two of them. Then Josh finally gets a chance to talk to Alina very briefly, and she says, I agree with Kevin that the three of us would really do well together. Josh agrees. He says it's a big leap for all of us, but I don't think anybody will put two of us on the block at the same time, and that gives us a lot of power. And Alina says, I completely agree, and we have influence all over the house. And I think that Kevin's right, that people are starting to catch on to our line low games, and I think it's time to step up and really start doing things. And Josh is absolutely, I'm in, let's go. So that's basically their conversation. They get interrupted by Betty, and they start playing around and talk about a big fight. Betty's you said you didn't like the person, so into that. And then so they got interrupted. But the point here is that, and I don't think anybody really doubted this, but conversations have been had. People are starting to lock it in. Alina, Josh, and Kevin for now seems to be
I've already risen to the occasion.
Herman talks to Marty here, and this is again typical Herman. It's a Tuesday night. There's an HOH competition coming up soon. Marty has mentioned that he's thinking about putting Herman on the block, and Herman has been trying to work. Marty's been trying to work with competitors. We've talked about this for a long time. Herman's new line has been the big players, the big competitors in the house need to stick together, take out the weaker players. I don't want to work with Summer anymore. She sucks at competitions. She's throwing them. She doesn't want to play for me. I want to work with people that are strong. And Marty's one of those people. And so he gives that pitch again. He says, I want to reach out and start repairing this relationship. I don't want to work with Summer and them when they're not winning competitions.
Did someone call
give
for
them. And Marty, who
puree.
last time that they had this conversation a couple days ago,
All right,
was a little hesitant, a little bit like,
It's
well, give me something
time to
first.
show
And
us
afterwards, like, I don't trust this
your
guy.
best
Remember, his conversation with Kevin
madame.
this morning was, with an HOH coming up, I'm
I
starting to
wonder
be
which
concerned about
ingredient
the
we'll
numbers. So yes, we do have the advantage, but
select
easily that other side could win, and I'd be in a lot of trouble. So Marty's feeling a little nervous. He's looking for some security. And so when Herman pitches to him this time, he's a little more open
Alright,
about
what are we doing?
the possibility of working with Herman.
So
Herman goes through a lot of
egg.
other stuff, but the
I
point
hate
of the conversation is that he wants to pitch
Wait,
that they
hold
start working together again. Marty,
on.
in this conversation, is going to like do his very typical Marty thing. He's like, and I just want you to know, Herman, I don't even have any deal with anybody in this house right now. The only person I have a deal with right now is Kevin. Everybody else is just like an understanding. And it's like, Marty! Nobody would have any idea that you have anything with Kevin unless you start telling people. Why would you do that? But you know, typical Marty. They start talking about Betty having a secret power. This is really starting to spread throughout the house that Betty has a secret power. She probably has a secret power. She might have a secret power. Hey, in order to find out if she has a secret power, they're gonna have to nominate her.
Oh, boy.
If they nominate her and she's safe, all right, they've watched it. If they nominate her and she doesn't do anything, all right, they figured out she doesn't have a secret power anymore. That's the problem about pretending to have a secret power in the game. Ultimately, though, they both agree that they're going to promise each other 1 week of safety. They're going to start slow. They're
Fuck
going to
off.
all right,
Pick
give
up
each other 1
the
week.
thing.
We will not nominate each other initially or as a backdoor for the following week, and then that will be like the building block to start building if they're able to follow through. So they have made a 1 week deal, which like is interesting because if this is a double eviction, what qualifies as 1 week, right?
Oh.
Does that mean that in the double eviction they're safe, but then the following HOH they're not? Or does it mean that, hey, double eviction doesn't count, it's not a full week? Who knows? Who knows? But there's reason to believe that Marty may actually hold true to this, because Marty thinks a lot about his word. And this could be huge for Herman, who would be able to take one of the bigger competitors who is looking to target him off the board. He's already got Gino and Jace not looking to target him. If he now has Marty not looking to target him, that would also be a very, very good thing for Herman moving forward. It basically just leaves Helena and Kevin, who might target Herman, and that's pretty much it, because he already took Josh off the board by making the bounty with Josh. And yeah, I don't think anybody else is really looking at Herman as a target now. Having Kevin target you is still not great, but even in let's say a double eviction, like if Kevin nominates Summer and Betty, and then let's say like Summer comes off the block and Herman goes up and it's Herman versus Betty, probably would have like Gino and Jace looking to take out Betty first. Marty didn't promise he would vote for Vic Herman, so he could still be a vote there. Obviously Jess and Helena would be votes against Herman. Josh would probably go with Herman at that point, but it could be a close vote. Theoretically, I guess Summer would probably keep Betty, so it would probably still be one of these as they looking for.
So I need to chop
Yeah,
it.
so it's still risky there if Kevin or potentially Helena wins, but Herman has done, again, a great job of maximizing his odds of staying alive just by putting in the work. I appreciate Herman here. Just like he is truly showing the value of playing hard. Like this is he is everything I've ever talked about in terms of like there's no such thing as playing too hard as long as you're not messy. And Herman is very occasionally a little bit messy, but for the most part he goes to work. He works at it. And he gets to the point where he might be okay in this double eviction. You never know. So Summer's going to talk to Marty a little bit on stuff. She's wondering where he's leaning with the vote. He says he hasn't really decided yet.
Oh, you don't have to
and
hold
she's
it?
a bit for why he should keep Tanisha in the game. She says, I think the majority is leaning for keeping Tanisha and picking up Moose. Just so you know, if you want to be with the majority, you should probably vote for Tanisha to stay. And he goes, I know that that's I'm probably thinking that way, but I'm still trying to keep my options open. And she goes on to pitch some more, but again, Summer at this point is campaigning for Tanisha is. For Tanisha to stay. But Marty's really not giving her anything here, and she continues to stumble and sense that, okay, I don't know. Herman is also going to go and talk to Josh, because they're really just going to go around Josh and talk to Herman, because Herman says to Josh, hey, I feel best if you, me, or team in the next HOH. And I think Josh is like, oh, you think the new thing. Josh says, well, Herman, Moose pitched to me, and he told me to talk. And Herman goes, oh, really? Interesting. What's the pitch? Josh says, Moose's pitch is that the four of us go to the final four. Herman's like, four of us, who's the four? And Josh says it would be you, me, Moose, and Summer. He wants the four of us to ride to the end, obviously.
So
Tanisha with us, but one of them has to leave. He needs to be gone if he stays.
Oh.
And Herman says,
fuck.
you know, I'd be totally fine with that, but I don't want to go to the final four with Summer. I'm not into that. And he goes on to explain how frustrated he is with Summer growing competitions. He talks about how he can't believe that when he asked Summer if she would be willing to use the veto on him, she said no. She didn't even pretend that she'd be willing to use the veto on him after they've been tight since day one.
I
Felt like that was
don't
such
even have to hold.
an annoying thing that she did. And he said basically like, I mean, I'd be down to ride with you and Moose and someone else, but not Summer. That's my only issue with that whole pitch. So if we could swap Summer out with somebody else, but the problem is I don't even know who that would be. But I would be much more interested in this pitch if it did not include Summer. It's like, man, the damage done between the Herman and Summer relationship has been massive. And it's something that we've been tracking for a while, all the way back to even before the veto situation when Summer just talked about how she didn't really feel like she needed to win HOHs, and we noticed that Herman was a little bit annoyed by that, going all the way into that veto conversation, which I think was really the final straw for him. It's rough. That is rough. And you know, the way that Herman plays the game, it is very important for his allies to win competitions. He wants to set up a structure, he wants his allies to be winning, he wants to steamroll this game, and it's difficult to do that if you don't have allies that are winning. So it's unfortunate, but Herman says basically let's just keep thinking about it. Let's table it for now. Let's consider it. Let's try to figure out if there's a way where keeping Moose makes sense. But for now, let's just we'll put it aside. I don't want to take a big risk on Thursday.
stay and then have something go wrong. I don't want Tanisha to stay and be pissed at us or anything like that. So, let's just let's leave it on the table. This is a very clear indication that Ramon is definitely willing to keep Moose, especially if he knows that the votes aren't there. I think he would absolutely flip over to the other side. So, again, I think there's a very good chance that this vote doesn't end up as this 5-4 split that we might anticipate. There's a very good chance that it could be something like 6-3, where Ramon has split, or even 7-2, where Josh has split as well with Ramon. And then, at that point, both Ramon and Josh would be like, we had no choice, or something along those lines. Which would be, in my opinion, better for both of their games. Kevin wants Josh to vote with Tanisha because he wants Josh fully entrenched in that side. But I think he also wants that to happen because it will damage Josh's relationships with the other side, with the Marty, Jace, Gino contingent.
Wait, where do I get the strawberry?
He wants Josh to be like there, and he wants him to be here, right? So if Josh is able to go to Tanisha and Summer and Betty and be like, look, I'd really love to vote with you, but we don't have the numbers anymore. They've got 5. Ramon wants to flip 2. Like, I think at this point we just need to, all go over there. I think he can keep his relationship with Betty and Summer by saying we didn't have the numbers, and at the same time make a little bit more of an inroad with the Marty, Jace, Gino kind of group, because they feel like they've lost him, and if he votes against them, it's part of the split. I feel like that's really going to start to lock in a little bit. So for Josh, I think that would be his best call, but obviously for Kevin, it's better for him if Josh is a little bit damaged by this, while still working to free them. Josh, and Kevin. So.
Do I need to do it again?
That's where Ramon's head is at right now. The biggest thing for Ramon with Josh is that they're still locked in. They've got a final 2, they're ready to go. And this is another thing, like obviously Kevin's looking to take Ramon out, which is another thing that Josh's options. Ramon thinks that the big players are all on the same page. He says, I've been pitching to all the big players. I think we're all on the same page, but we want to see some of the weak players leave. Although I am probably going to have to take shot at Jess at some point, as Jess is also a big player, but for the most part, he thinks that he's getting
oh my god, what?
Together. And he is to a degree, but not quite to the degree that he thinks he is so far. So that was most of the day. Kevin does talk to Marty again, and he lets Marty know that Summer's looking to backdoor him or Gino. He says that Summer is on his phone call, and they talk for a little while, but for the life of me, I can't hear
is this the one?
The audio is so bad, and Marty is whispering like he is trying to make it so he can't hear himself. So I love it.
Wow, that was so close.
That was most of the day. That was pretty much what we had here on day 32. Lots of potential plans heading into the prediction. There was a lot of talk of targeting Marty or Gino, or Jess from the one side. A lot of talk of targeting Betty or Ramon or a little bit from the other side. More plans for this split vote and the Kevin, Helena, Josh crew coming together. But watch out, Josh, they're not actually loyal to you. So
what do you have
there
to
we go.
say?
That's what we've got. Any questions before we wrap up here? Second to complain about the audio. Yeah, man, the audio has been bad in a lot of different situations.
Curiosity
and just very quiet
and
overall. You switch from like the Big Brother views to anything else. You're
among you will also discern just
why would Jace and Gino agree to blindside Ramon, Josh, and Summer? Is there any benefit to them to this, or them to this unnecessary breach? No, there's no benefit, and why did they agree?
better
Because
than a mouthful of nails.
They should absolutely tell Ramon what they're thinking, get Ramon on board, and then Ramon has no reason to not move forward. Like I said, I think Ramon is very willing to go back to them after being blindsided anyway, because whatever options
I'm assuming there's one more, so we'll probably just end the episode after this.
The biggest reason it's blindsided is because people like Kevin are pushing for a blindside, and Jace is really into the blindside too. But it really only benefits people like Kevin to have this be a completely split vote.
Now, be gone!
We'll see if it's
And bring us more food.
It normally wouldn't, but maybe in this house it will.
Well, you two must be feeling
How did Jess find out about the split? Jess is fully in on the split part. We're aware again, Jess is really good on the episode. Know exactly where Jess stands in all of this, but Jess has been in on the split.
And speaking of quality
Do I think Gino should let
products,
Ramon on, but yes, I do. I think he absolutely
a word
should. I think
from one of our
go to Gino and look, if there's sorry, to Ramon, I think if Gino were like an active player, he's in a great spot right now to do what Kevin's doing, and to some degree, go to Ramon and pitch to Ramon like, hey, this is our idea. We can make this happen. We can make Moose stay. We can bring Moose into the fold. We can work with the bros and the competitive Reds, and we'll take out Tanisha, and then we'll work on whatever, right? And I think Ramon would be down, especially if he got the sense that there was momentum in that direction, and then Ramon would feel very included in all the Gino things. And I think Ramon would work with Gino and Jace long term. I think he would go deep with them. But it's Gino and Jace. Who's in the most danger in the double? Well, honestly, for that one, I think there's like a lot of math to be done. Tune in tomorrow on my Twitch channel and we go over the stock watch. We'll probably try and figure out who I think is most in danger. Off the top of my head, I think Ramon, I think Betty, I think Marty, and maybe even like Gino or Jace are probably the most in danger. Oh, Jess a little bit as well. It's trouble. But in terms of the odds of these things,
I sentence you!
is Jess a goner in the double? Not necessarily a goner. I think there are certain scenarios where Jess could leave, but not all the scenarios. What if the double twist is the N5 reverse sweep? House votes to nominees and HOH votes to evict. I mean, obviously that would be a throwback. Like the thing is that like yeah, they've been doing some throwbacks, but it's weird to say like this is a new kind of double. This is not your average double eviction. And then like throw something in that we have done before would be kind of weird. What if that were to happen? That would basically just
Thank you for watching.
let's see, it would be